The story begins with a young man running endlessly along the side of the road. He keeps a steady pace, even though there are no houses in sight. Nearby, a family eats breakfast. Then the mother is left alone. It turns out that not long ago she received news that her son passed away abroad. He was a sailor, and at best, his return home was not guaranteed. A while later, someone knocks on the door. When the mother opens it, she finds the same boy. The young man introduces himself as David. He says he was her son's friend and has something important to tell her. When Laura learns he ran there from town, more than a dozen kilometers, she invites him in and offers him something to drink. David tells her that he was with her son during his final moments and promised he would visit them after relaying his last words. It is a message of love that quickly earns him Laura's complete trust and confidence. The conversation wakes Anna, Caleb's sister, who gets up to see what is happening. A while later, David is already in his best friend's room with an invitation to stay for as long as he wishes. We change scenes to meet Luke, the youngest of the family, who is being brutally attacked by school bullies. This happens every day and the young boy is already used to it. There is nothing he can do, as they are many and stronger. That night, her mother introduces David, who is dining with them. Spencer, her husband, returns and points out that she is being too familiar with a stranger. Anna still has not returned home because she is getting high with Zeke. He has been doing it since his brother died. It is his way of dealing with the sadness. At home, David has already worked his magic on Spencer. After a couple of beers, Spencer offers him a job. The next day, David picks up Luke from school. He has been beaten up again, but this time David wants to find out who did it. Luke points to a group of guys just driving off in a pickup truck, and David starts following them. The guys stop at a bar, and David gets out to go inside for a drink. The waiter approaches, and David orders a shot of hot sauce, but for the thugs, he requests a round of Cosmopolitans, a drink clearly meant for women. Once the drinks arrive, the guys approach to beat them both up for the foolish prank. Right then, David throws the shot of hot sauce in the leader's face, and the fight kicks off. He starts pounding on all the thugs, making sure no one gets out of there without a painful dose of punishment. They break the athlete's legs, making sure they think twice before ever going after Luke again. When the fight is over, David pulls out a wad of cash and leaves $300 on the table to pay for the damage before heading out, reminding the bartender that he could end up in prison for serving alcohol to minors. As calm as ever, David assures Laura that everything is fine. Soon he'll teach Luke self-defense, and things will start getting better. As for Anna, she is also discovering a side of David that she likes. She even invites him to a party that night so he can fit in and introduces him to one of her friends. David soon impresses them all. He is strong, handsome, and charming. A real man compared to the others who just do drugs. The party continues for a while until David sees Anna leave with Zeke to a room, appearing displeased. She plans to follow them, but an annoying ex blocks her path, and she has to deal with him first, which takes her not even 2 seconds. Seeing David's brutal strength, his friends decide to surrender and retreat. His performance is enough to win the heart of Kristen, Anna's best friend, with whom he sleeps that night before they both return to the party. There, David uses his influence to convince a drug addict to get him a gun. On the way back, Anna confesses she was fighting with her boyfriend. He keeps making mistakes and lacks ambition. She dreams of attending college, while Zeke is just focused on using drugs all day. That night, while everyone sleeps, David stays awake with a terrifying look. It is clear that he hides a great secret and is a dangerous man. Anna overhears him talking on the phone about people chasing him, so she calls the army to ask if he is a dangerous person. The representative checks David's official files only to discover that the photo on record does not match the man at all. Also, upon opening the file, it immediately notifies the FBI. At that moment, we move to a government office where we meet Richard, the person in charge of Project Begolius, who, as soon as he learns of the call, orders a plane full of armed agents. Meanwhile, David meets up with the drug addicts to purchase weapons, and he really likes what he sees. However, he has no intention of spending his own money, choosing instead to kill them both.
Fucking second.
In the box are handguns, rifles, and some grenades. David has everything necessary to face an entire army if it is required. At the house, Spencer arrives somewhat upset. They have just found his boss dead, and corporate has offered him the promotion he has wanted. Zeke calls Anna to tell her friends are dead. Someone killed them at the quarry, and they said David had wanted to buy a gun from them. Anna starts to get suspicious, so when she gets home, she steals David's phone and takes a picture of his recent calls. At that moment, he gets a call from Zeke, who tells him they found the murder weapon in his truck. Now he is being blamed for his friends' deaths and will be put on trial. Furthermore, after searching his house, they found a lot of drugs, so Zeke has no chance of escaping. For Anna, all of this is too strange, and she confronts David in front of everyone, but as expected, he has a good alibi and nobody suspects. Richard arrives in the city and has a full unit to go after David. The next day, Anna discovers where he calls so often and decides to follow that lead. For this, she needs Luke, who uses the school internet to find information about David. One of the bullies returns for him, only he is prepared. Luke ends up breaking the bully's cheekbone, and the principal wants to expel him, but that won't happen. David intervenes and turns things around. Everyone knows the other boy is a bully, and the students heard him use a homophobic slur, which officially makes this incident a hate crime case. If the principal chooses to expel Luke, these events will reach the press and result in a lawsuit against the school, which will most likely cost him his entire career. In less than 10 seconds, the principal gets scared and only gives Luke 15 days of after-school detention. Furthermore, he offers to create a committee so bullies get what they deserve and bother no one else. Luke is very grateful to David, so he betrays his sister and confesses she is investigating him. The number belongs to a plastic surgeon specializing in face changes. Anna suspects that David lied about his identity. Furthermore, she is convinced that he killed all these people and plans to turn him in to save Zeke. At home, David helps Laura hang the laundry when Richard's unit arrives and surrounds the house. The agents find David holding a basket of wet clothes, but he is armed and ready to attack them at any moment. Before the basket touches the ground, 2 of Richard's men are killed. The rest open fire, turning the house into a war zone. David has a leg wound, but is still able to fight. Furthermore, he keeps all his weapons hidden in the house and eliminates anyone who dares to enter. One by one, Richard's men fall, so he stops sending men and brings out big guns. With these weapons, house walls start to crumble, but none of the bullets hit their mark. Laura hides in the kitchen and David finds her. She asks for an explanation, but he has no intention of giving one or letting her escape. In a cold and bloody display, David plunges a kitchen knife through Laura's chest and flees in the family truck, but not before slashing the tires on Richard's vehicles, preventing him from giving chase. Further down the road, David spots Spencer's car and rams into it for no reason at all. He then steps out, draws his weapon, and executes him in cold blood before beginning his escape on foot through the vast, open fields of the countryside. Richard arrives at the restaurant and takes Anna away. He believes David will not leave town until he kills everyone who saw his face. And he is not wrong. No sooner do they leave the restaurant than David arrives in a stolen minivan and murders Kristen in cold blood.
Never mind.
Next, he throws 2 grenades at the witness's feet and walks away calmly. After learning of her parents' death, Anna becomes David's next target. He will likely hunt for her brother Luke to tie up loose ends. Arriving at school, Richard must navigate Halloween decorations and find Luke amidst the many distractions of the carnival attractions. Before they can escape, David finds them and kills Richard first. He is the biggest threat. Now he needs to locate the boys. Luke is hiding, and Anna makes noise to lure him on stage. David follows the trail of blood, but before he realizes it, Anna is standing right behind him holding Richard's weapon. She manages to shoot him, but before she can confirm that David is dead, he attacks her from behind and stabs her in the leg, leaving her completely defenseless. Just seconds away from suffocating her, Luke appears and stabs him in the back. Then he wounds him once more in the chest, managing to knock him down long enough to escape before the fire consumes everything. The police arrive and find the siblings safe, but after the firefighters extinguish the blaze, it is revealed that David is nowhere to be found. At that moment, Anna sees one of the firefighters coming out from the other side. He's limping and has left a small trail of blood on the floor. The firefighter turns toward her, and we'd see that it's David, which gives us the ending of the movie. What do you think happened? And that's how this amazing film ends. If you want to watch more incredible videos like this one, I recommend this one. Click now.